Hey guys, Joe here of Sports Grid. It's time for a Pocket with Joe. Let me just turn down this music. I hope everyone's having a happy Sunday. We know we've got football already kicking off, but I didn't want to not give you the Pocket with Joe plays for today on the ice. Two games on the ice, and both of these teams on a back to back. So it's going to be interesting to see how these teams come out. We've got two teams also or all four of these teams with backup goalies in these situations, except for you look at the Ottawa Senators, you got to think Corpusalo is their top goalie. So the first game to kick off will be not till 7:10 Eastern. It is the Tampa Bay Lightning taking on the Ottawa Senators. This is an interesting one. The Ottawa Senators, a favorite in this one at minus 120. And I absolutely think the books are giving this team the respect they deserve. Like you guys know, I did take their point total over this upcoming season this season because I did think this is a team that you've really got to circle to be able to have a big push. I love what we've seen out of Brady Tkachuk, and he didn't disappoint in yesterday's game. Brady Tkachuk in yesterday's game was able to get two of those goals, and he did have four shots on goal. He looked absolutely phenomenal out there. Now, the Ottawa Senators were able to get the win. They beat the Flyers, and their back-to-back situation is a little easier than what we're seeing for the Tampa Bay Lightning because they played earlier in the day. They played when we kicked off Puckett with Joe yesterday, while the Tampa Bay Lightning went deep into the night, and they had such a physical game with the Detroit Red Wings. That was a hard fought battle. Out of the Lightning, Stamkos able to get two goals in that one, and he actually had an assist and six shots on goal. Coming into this one, I expect those tired legs to be there for the Tampa Bay Lightning, and we look at them here. NHL debut for their goalie Tomkin coming in here. Now, he did play in the Swedish Hockey League and had a really solid goals against average of 2.53. But I think looking at what this team of the Ottawa Senators is going to put on him in this game, it's going to be hard because you look at the Tampa Bay Lightning and their inability to get the shots on goal last night is one thing, but what their defense did and the shots that they allowed on Johannes in the last game out was insane. 41 shots they allowed on him. We know that he did stop 36, but then you look at what they were able to do offensively. They only put 25, I believe 25 shots on. Yeah, 25 shots last night on the Detroit Red Wings. So this is a team that's defense really let them down. We talked about this coming in to the season, these first couple weeks of the season. We do see the defenses take a little bit more time to get things under wrapped. But looking at this one, this is the Ottawa Senators for me all day long in this matchup. I think you take them straight up on the money line at minus 120. And I think you put a little bit of a sprinkle here, you guys, on that puck line for the Ottawa Senators, the puck line coming in at plus 184. There's a lot of trends to back this up. You look at the Tampa Bay Lightning on the back to back, which every single team is on the back to back today. They have lost the last 9 straight on the back-to-back. But even worse for this team, and can they get it fixed today? I don't know if they can because Corpusalo is in goal for the Ottawa Senators, who need to bounce back from what we saw in the last game. And this defense did bounce back. In the second game, the first game, they allowed him to be peppered with shots. Second game, they did really good last night, giving Forsberg that defensive protection. But in this one, the Tampa Bay Lightning, the last 9 straight losses on the second night of a back to back, and also those last 9 straight that they've lost, they have failed to cover that puck line. So looking at the Ottawa Senators on that puck line minus 1.5. It's hard to take the Ottawa Senators in this situation, but I do think it's worth a sprinkle at plus 184. Looking at them on the puck line on the second night of a back to back, they have been extremely strong in these situations, dead opposite from what we've seen out of the Lightning. 7-5 on the puck line last season, and that was in 12 games with no rest. They were able to come out. And now some of these games, yes, might have been as a dog, but the majority of those are as that favorite, being able to cover that puck line. Brady Tkachuk looked phenomenal again last night. I expect him to come out again in this game on home ice and really play strong. Interesting here, the overs cashed in the last 4 matchups between these two. We know the Lightning and the Ottawa Senators both are allowing these goals to come in. The Ottawa Senators a little bit less so far on the season, allowing that 3.5, while the Tampa Bay Lightning are averaging and allowing right on that 4.5 and then the Ottawa Senators averaging that 4 goals per game. So if you want to look at either team's team total, if you have more faith in one of these teams, that total is 3.5. Now, taking it over the 3.5 for the Ottawa Senators is juice, but you're getting plus money on the Tampa Bay Lightning. So I can see this being a 4-3 style game. But I do think the empty netter will come into play. So 5-3 style game, we get that sprinkle on the puck line. This should be a good game. The defense of the Lightning, the only way I do see them being able to cover this puck line if that defense really steps up. Looks like Ryan Tannehill's being taken off the field. You guys tell me what the heck happened out there. But rookie making his NHL debut, I can't trust in the Lightning on that back-to-back. So give me the Ottawa Senators here, money line -120, puck line for that sprinkle at +184. The next game on the board, again, both these teams on the back-to-back. We have the Carolina Hurricanes taking on the Anaheim Ducks. Now, the Canes, huge favorites coming into this at -310. The Anaheim Ducks +245. Now, if I asked you guys who swept this series last season, I bet you would want to say the Carolina Hurricanes. They are the better team here. We know how strong they've been able to come out. They played a fantastic game last night. My worry here for the Carolina Hurricanes is how they have played against Anaheim. Anaheim swept this series last year. They even won one in, I believe it was a shootout. It was a shootout or overtime last December. And they've won in these tight games versus Carolina. So can they continue their dominance versus the Carolina Hurricanes? It is interesting to think that they might be able to here. Both of these teams have backup goalies in this situation. You guys know I was riding with the Ducks yesterday, plus the 2.5 on the puck line. I expected them to come out in that first period and get a goal versus Vegas. Didn't happen. We went under in the first period. The Ducks destroyed me yesterday. We went under in the first period. We also lost the Ducks team total over 2.5. We lost the Ducks on the puck line. So it wasn't a good day because I thought we would see more out of the Ducks. Now, the Vegas Golden Knights always play them hard. So I should have weighed that a little bit more in. So I'm cautious today when I look at this, both of these teams having a back-to-back. Carolina having to go to shootout with the Kings. In a game, they got 3 goals in the first period, and then the Kings just kept coming, and kept coming. It was a 6-5 finish there in the shootout for the Carolina Hurricanes. So they got the win. A really hard fought battle. The Kings are a hard team to play. They're really hard hitting out there. Looking at the players who really made a difference last night, Sebastian Aho, phenomenal player to target for the Carolina Hurricanes to be able to get those goals, get those assists. He had a goal and an assist last night. Frederick Anderson was in goal last night. He did a stop 25 of 30 shots on goal in that one. Now, Gibson, he allowed 3 goals on 37 shots on goal. The Anaheim Ducks have to do a better job in front of him, giving him that protection. Drysdale got the only goal in last night's game. Now, Dostal will be in goal for the Ducks tonight, and Ranta here for the Carolina Hurricanes. And while Ranta is a solid goalie, I would have expected him to be a starting goalie somewhere this season. Dostal, little shaky out here. You never know what you're going to get. He hasn't recorded very many wins on the season last year. So I do not have much faith in him. We got to look at those trends, you guys. Carolina playing versus the Anaheim Ducks. 4-13. Like I said, the Ducks swept the series last year. That was an overtime win, 4-3 in December that the Ducks were able to pull off. Now the Canes also 3-8 in the last 11 meetings in Anaheim. This is a team on a back-to-back that struggles versus this lower level team here. Back-to-back situations. Let's look at those for a second. The Canes, positive here. Back-to-back straight up 9-4. Straight up on the second night of a back-to-back. We know we can't take them here on the money line. Looking at them on the puck line, it isn't pretty. On these back-to-back situations, they're winning these games, but they're not covering that puck line. They are 3-8 on their last 11 games on the puck line in a back-to-back situation. Anaheim Ducks, not pretty straight up on the second night of a back-to-back. This team falls apart. 1-10 straight up on that second night of a back-to-back. But the last 3 games on a back-to-back last season, they were able to cover that puck line in all 3 straight, and they went 4-1 in the last 5 on the puck line on the second leg of the back-to-back. I am cautious here with the Anaheim Ducks. I think this is one of those situations where if the Canes come out hot out of the gate, like we saw them come out last night, You live bet the Ducks plus the 2.5 when you get it. I'm nervous for this team. And while, yes, they could come out, they could pull off this upset win here, I'm not willing to back them after they cost me so much money last night. One bet that I do love, though, I had faith in them to get the goal in the first period yesterday versus Vegas. It didn't happen. They're here on home ice. This is their home opener. I expect with the Canes defense tired from last night that both of these teams come out, both get a goal in that first period. But instead of betting that both teams to score in the first period, which you guys absolutely know that I love out there, I'm just going to take that first period over 1.5. I expect 2 goals to come quick in this one. Now, if you're liking either team to go over their team total, the Canes over 3.5 is juiced at minus 160, and the Ducks over 2.5 is plus 110. But I do think you look at this one to see the goals. Backup goalies in this situation for both of these teams. I see the goals coming. Just can the Ducks be able to keep up and get enough goals on Aranta? Because we know the Carolina Hurricanes are scoring on Doss still here, unless he's had a miraculous offseason and can really come out hot out of the gate. We don't see that with goalies. So, you guys, that is it for Pocket with Joe. Remember, we are live every day here on Twitter, X, and IG. So thanks everyone for joining me. Let's make some freaking money today. I appreciate all of you for joining me here. Make sure you hit that like and the retweet button. I'd really appreciate it. You guys have a good one. Keep smiling. Let's make some freaking money. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Make sure you check out over on Sports Grid. Everything's happening for today, not only with my pocket show, but you've got to look at all of the NFL picks out for today. So much happening. Have a good one, you guys.